Hello and welcome to my channel, Inspired by Ease. My name is Tianah, and before we get into your super awesome reading, Capricorn, it is really amazing. I just want to say a few things, do a little bit of housekeeping, and share with you that the two oracle decks that I work with, I don't work with tarot at the moment, just my vibe right now. And this is Sacred Geometry, which is actually the language of our soul. So even if you don't understand the shapes and designs and everything, your soul understands. And I use these as visual medicines and energies to be sent to you through the screen, through the camera. So it can help you attract whatever it is that you are wanting to bring into your life. So I have a lot of fun with these. And the second oracle deck that I use is a very magical special card deck, and it is a fairy card deck, and it is by an English artist named Brian Froud. And yeah, I just really love working with his cards and all the magical fairies and characters, and I hope that you like them too. And it's a way to kind of tune into your childlike self again. I have been attempting in doing some ASMR styled card readings, but they just haven't been getting the kind of views that I want, and especially with Sag's reading, it was just so intense that I just couldn't really do ASMR. So I think I'm gonna just stick with a very calm and relaxed, include some ASMR stuff maybe, but just do regular card reading, and I hope you like it, and then I can just do more specific ASMR videos outside of the card reading. So, and of course these are general, not date specific, and you can switch around the characters if you want. I might be talking about you, Cap, or I might be talking to the Crosswatcher. So, without further ado, let's get started. Capricorn, oh my gosh, this is all about your relationship with abundance and prosperity. You have prosperity, solar plexus, allowance, and remembrance. So this is so exciting, and I'm so excited for you because the universe wants you to be abundant. So I don't know where to start. So I guess we'll go with allowance and solar plexus first. Allowance and remembrance. That's how they want me to do it. Allowance and remembrance. So we are coming into a time where we are realizing that it isn't about working hard. It isn't about pushing ourselves past our limits. It isn't about forcing ourselves to do things that we don't want to do. It's not about, working ourselves into exhaustion. It is about embracing the divine feminine and allowing to receive, allowing the universe to deliver things to us. So we say what we want. We say, universe, we want this. We imagine it. We plant the seed, and we let it go. And we allow the universe to bring it to us. We don't go searching for it. We're not worrying about how it's going to happen or how it's going to come or when. We're just, we embrace the divine feminine that we all hold, and embrace allowing and practice allowing. And number 9, I think, is all is all leading up to the manifestation. It's like the moment before it manifests. So it seems like it's all really, really close, and allowance has a lot of green in it. So this is all about opening up your heart chakra. Abundance and the heart are, closely linked. So this is all about getting into your heart and, asking yourself what your heart desire is. And now we come into remembrance. So you're starting to remember who you are. You're remembering to remember who you really are at your core. And just remembering the essence of who you are, like when you were a kid, what you enjoyed doing, what brings you a lot of joy, and the things that you were naturally really good at. And this can be like even deeper, Capricorn. This can be, remembering what star system you came from, who you were in another life, all sorts of things like that, and connecting with your higher self, other angels and guides. So if there has been a huge struggle, and I sense that there has been, you are now learning to give that up and to trust and to have faith. And I don't do this often, but I would really suggest you look up Joseph Ally. His last name is spelled A-L-A-I, and he does all sorts of videos on manifesting with your imagination, and he talks a lot about Neville Goddard's work. So I would highly recommend you watch him, and he's done all sorts of videos on how to create abundance. So anyway, so you're learning, one, that you are God, and or you're coming to that place of knowing. And now it's time to just relax and to allow the universe to deliver up the goods. So let's read these cards, shall we? Because it can just really help hone in everything that I've said. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way. And let me know if you like these hand movements. It's like ASMR type, and I find them hypnotic and can help you absorb more information and maintain it. So the frequency of allowance invites us to be more open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. Letting go of resistance, like I was saying, right? When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Cap. Yes. You are learning to allow the universe to be your partner in life rather than something that you have to fight against or push against. So that's really, really wonderful. So now we have remembrance, and we have the 3 and the 8, and so, which comes to 11, of course. So this is, synchronicities and things lining up, and also mirroring, like positive mirroring, not like, I don't think of it as the universe mirroring your shadows, but mirroring the positive psychological mindset changes that you're making. So you might be listening to affirmations, you might be starting to meditate, spend time in nature, really ground yourself, and you're starting to see more and more synchronicities in your life. So the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and a body, providing us with the valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. So, yeah, It's all about ease, grace, and allowing. And so through this remembrance, this is all about self-identity, Capricorn. This is all about, remembering who you are and knowing that you are blessed and you are abundant. And because this is a huge activation of your solar plexus. And I just want to say that in the pre-shuffle, sometimes when I'm shuffling the cards before I hit record, it just doesn't quite feel right. It's not the quite right message. But I do want to say that emergence came up, so I do feel like all of this work that you're doing is leading up to big change, and for you to emerge and spread your butterfly wings and emerge. I don't know how else to say it, but showcase yourself to the world. But first, you have to go inside and remember who you are, and that's what you're doing right now. And so like I was saying in the beginning, you are realizing maybe what you really enjoy doing, or you're just remembering how you used to live, how you used to wake up every day and feel so excited, or you're just finding a slightly different way of living and kind of letting go of shoulds and have tos, of how maybe you were conditioned, my morning routine has to look this way, or I can't enjoy this until I do that, or whatever it is. I do see Capricorns as very action oriented and very business minded, and but that's just a very stereotypical thing. How Capricorns are, they're organizers, I feel like. So I actually feel like you're in a process of kind of letting that all go and just allowing yourself to become more fluid. You are the earth element, which is very, 3D and all about structures. So I feel like, you do what's necessary if you're currently in a job or whatever, but on the weekends, you're just allowing yourself to just wake up and do whatever it is that you feel inspired to do, and not doing things in a certain way anymore. It's just kind of what I'm getting. And through this way of just kind of ditching routines in a very healthy way, it's kind of helping you realize your natural state and who you naturally are. And this is all leading you to your prosperity and your wealth and your freedom and your overall joy and well-being in life. So it's all really, really beautiful. But I would have to say, yes, allowing and remembrance is all part of it. But if I had to say the main overall energy in your reading today, it's all about your, usually this is personal power to me, but I'm getting self-identity today. You are in a process of all the biggest artists who have ever lived, they always change up their appearance and how they're perceived by the world. So you're definitely in a time like that. So just watch, go back and watch MJ or Lady Gaga or Katy Perry or Madonna or David Bowie is a really good example. Freddie Mercury. So, um, self-identity, and that, and it's mostly how you see yourself, Cap. It's mostly how you see yourself, which is going to affect how other people see you. So, and this is all going to lead you down the path of your prosperity. So, with me rambling all of that time, let me read you these cards. So, first we'll start with solar plexus. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution to the world is. So, on that tangent of our contribution to the world, it's almost like, what is your own contribution to yourself? I'm almost like, I feel like I'm picking up on a Capricorn who has like spent way too many years in the corporate setting and has like kind of like lost their sense of self, and have kind of like, it's kind of like running on empty. Kind of running on empty, worked yourself to the bone. And so now you're in a process of filling back your cup up, and you, if you haven't already, you're about to like get this whole new lease on life. It's really amazing. So first it's about giving to yourself and pampering yourself and loving yourself, and giving yourself this gift that you will then present to the world and give to the world. So it's really beautiful, Cap. And then prosperity. We have the number 9 again, just like with allowing. So allowing and prosperity go hand in hand. Hand in hand. It's not about struggle. So it's about allowing. So yeah, I just want you to look at that and just allow yourself to feel whatever emotions you feel from this card. I won't share my personal feelings because I don't want that to interfere with your personal relationship with abundance, but I just want to give you this energy through the camera. So, the frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing, it literally says, by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, and soul and spirit to sing. It invites us to express ourselves in a joy and celebration of the abundance and riches of the universe that the universe provides. So freaking awesome, Capricorn. Yes, this is so amazing. Okay, so let's get into the fairies. I don't know why, but it just, I can just talk so long with those cards. So, Cap, we have a shadow creature here, but I feel like this is past energy that you are letting go of. So so we have the bodacious Bodak here. Careful, just focus on this guy really quick. So we have the bodacious Bodak here, and he is a helpful fixer. So, you know, he's the one that will like tie your shoelaces together. You know, like whenever he tries to help, he just makes things worse. But that might be applicable to you. But what I'm really getting is that this is like perhaps your old or soon becoming old mentality of scarcity thinking and like, oh, what if, and you know, just kind of just living in fear. when it comes to money, or like, oh, what happens if I quit my job, or like, what if this doesn't work out, or just feeling very like just really, really, really scared to make this change and to go down this new path that's more in alignment with who you are. And this is kind of like just feeling very I'm getting the word defensive, just very like much in survival mode, you know. But this is like what you're coming out of because you're realizing, the spiritual truths of this universe. And especially if you listen to Joseph Ally, you will understand more clearly what I mean. So, so yeah, let's get rid of this guy because you're getting out of that. You're getting out of that fear, and because it is becoming more and more obvious to you that you need to make a decision. You can't stay in this situation, and you can't procrastinate. And a decision needs to be made. Whether and I mean the decision is clear. You have to make a change, and that was one of the cards that came out in the priest shuffle. Change needs to happen. You can take your time. You can be practical about it. You can be practical about it. And, but there needs to be a clear-cut decision and a clear-cut cutoff date. So if this does have to do with work, which I mean, I'm not getting that this is a relationship. I mean, this has to do with your financial abundance and prosperity and all of that. Even, but if it does have to do with a relationship or some kind of social issue or group dynamic or something, either way, a decision does need to be made. But I think in your your Capricornian way, you can begin planning your exit strategy. And you don't need to be radical or make any rash decisions or take any big major risks, but a decision needs to be made internally, and maybe start preparing to give your 2 weeks notice, that kind of thing. But it's mostly like a decision in your mind. Because maybe you've been kind of wishy-washy about all of this, just because of all the fear and not knowing how or when, or all of that. Because starting your own home business and everything can be risky, and you know that, Cap. So anyway, I don't mean to be a repeating record, but gotta make a decision, and the decision is clear. You gotta be you and spread your wings and start creating that life that is in more alignment with who you are, that's gonna fill you up and make your heart sing. So so it's very interesting. We have the Raw card with Geo the Slow. These are like the opposite cards, but this makes sense. This makes sense now with the Capricorn that I'm tuning into. I do feel like you do like to have security is important to you. Feeling secure and safe and all of that is really important to you, but there has been this big feeling deep inside of you that maybe you've pushed down under the surface of I need to leave, I'm not happy here, I need to get out of here. And something has happened where it's I really need to figure something out. And or either I really need to figure something out, it's getting down to the wire here, or or it's just like I'm clearly not happy here. And I just figured out that, I don't know, that that you can talk to fairies like me, or you just really enjoy painting, or you really enjoy building things, or you really enjoy, you're just starting to really come into your own and really find what really makes you happy. And this is so the rock card is all about like having just like, well, one is like the golden snitch in Harry Potter. It's just like this wild, free energy that can't be contained, and it's like just unlimited possibilities. So whatever it is that you've found out about yourself that that is going to make you a lot happier, it's becoming a lot more obvious, and it's becoming harder to stay where you are. Because you're becoming more turned on. You're just becoming more excited and passionate about life, about whatever this thing is for you that makes you really happy. It could be a relationship, but I mean, since you have prosperity here, I feel like it's mostly about you and a new career path. So you're about to make a decision on that, and then you're about to take the steps in a very methodical way to get yourself there. So you are being practical about it, despite how much passion and wild free energy that you feel about this. You are being very methodical and grounded and centered about this whole exit strategy that you're in the process of creating. But it's just kind of like you're going to work and you're just kind of like, la 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 la, I'm like, Capricorn is about to go. And you're just very excited for the future. And you're fulfilling maybe the contract that you've had. So there is a sense of like slowness and gradual unfolding of this, but you're very excited for the future. And even once you leave, I feel like it'll just be this gradual, beautiful unfolding of this dream that you have, Cap. And I don't think if it was like this like overnight success thing or this really fast thing, I don't think you would want it that way. I think the Cap that, that I'm tuning into really likes to take it slow and take it very gradual, and doesn't like change a whole lot, so would rather have it be slow and gradual changes. Perhaps I'm just delivering a message, so I'm just telling it how I hear it or feel it. So yeah, it's very exciting, and you're just going at your own natural, comfortable pace, and that works for right now. As long as you make that decision, as long as you're making a decision and you're taking steps every day to really move in the direction of your dreams. So that's completely fine. It's completely fine. So the next card that you have is Epona's Wild Daughter. We're just going to gloss through this because this is just energy that you're moving through. This represents, nightmares and fears. Goes along with the Bodacious Bodak. And I just feel like these are just like little fleeting thoughts that you have in the back of your mind about, going into the unknown and this whole new path that you're going down. And it also might be just part of, maybe you're coming out of a depression for like just working yourself to exhaustion for so long. You just feel really wiped out and need to take a rest. So that's why Epona is here, and you can see that she's comforting this girl who's going through a dark night of the soul. So you are being comforted and you are being supported, and you, like, energies are surrounding you to help re-enliven you and rejuvenate you. If this is all just about just exhaustion or feeling a little bit depressed, and all of that, and and you do have like wisdom on your side, so you can seek, you can talk to God, the universe, your guides, and your angels, and you will receive the wisdom, and the insight that you need to receive about whatever this energy is that it represents for you. And it is going to be healed, and you are going to move out of this really, really quickly, I feel. Because the next card that we have is Mikul and Muckle. So this is all about childlike energy and being really light, and it's also about a mixed blessing. So maybe about the environment that you've been in for a really long time that's been, you know, kind of draining for you. You're just kind of, you did have this other card, the Topsy Turvets, and it's a really amazing piece of artwork because it can be seen from all angles. And so what I was trying to say was that even though whatever this environment that you've been in has been really draining, you're gaining a new perspective, and the new perspective might just be like, haha, Capricorn's out of here like in 30 days or whatever it is. So you're becoming more playful about it all, and you're seeing it all as a blessing because it gave you so much wisdom and taught you so much about yourself, about who you really are and what you really want and how you deserve to be treated, if that applies. Because, you know, we do have the solar plexus chakra, which can be all about, you know, your personal power and boundaries and all of that good stuff. So yeah, whatever the insight and the wisdom, after going through this, after passing through that, I just feel like a lightening of the load coming to you. So that's all really, really great. Now we have, this is like a cornucopia of like abundance and just everything. We have the Bright Mother. So this is just like, I would say, like the divine feminine, the very nurturing, just very nurturing energy. And I also want to say that that maybe the other reason why you're feeling a little bit lighter is because you're just kind of like, you're turning a cold shoulder towards other people that just don't deserve your attention or focus or energy anymore. Maybe you're being a little bit more distant with maybe coworkers or, you know, whoever or whatever has been draining you and exhausting you, and you're just focusing on yourself, and you're just focusing on whatever it is that requires your attention, like needs your attention. There's no ifs and or buts about it, and then you're just focusing on you, and you know, you're daydreaming while you're maybe at work or you're on a break, and you're just starting to see things like pop up and flourish all around you. And I also do want to say that after going through this energy, you are beginning to master the ability to hold duality. So you're able to hold like the sun and the moon. Like, we have a lot of moon energy here. But also, I just mainly feel that you're just able to like spring back a lot quicker. So you might have like nasty coworkers or just like some negative people remaining in your life just for a certain amount of time, but you're not affected really much about it, and you're just focused on embodying an abundance and just knowing who you are. And some people might be surprised and might be taken aback. And you're just kind of like, yeah, this is who I am now. And people are like, okay, Capricorn, okay. So yeah, this is just saying that you're just really starting to embody abundance and your self-worth and who you really are and what you really want. The last two cards, Cap, we have are the Singer of Courage and Ecstasis. So you do have courage, so like with you. So the courage of energy, the energy of courage is with you and fueling this new divine pathway that you're embarking on. So you do have the resources of courage to take from, to help give you the strength to make the necessary decisions. And once those decisions are made, and even if it's just in your mind, this is just giving you a whole new level of happiness and contentment and freedom and ecstasy and excitement and joy and well-being. And I also want to say like playful creativity too, and it's just lighting you up inside, and it's just making all your chakras open up. And I even want to say that it will eventually, if it doesn't like already, because I do feel like this is like a gradual unfolding. I do feel like gradually more and more your pineal gland or your third eye is going to be opening more and more and more. My eye is getting drawn to this. So it's your third eye and your crown chakra that's going to be opened more and more, which is why I was saying in the beginning that you're starting to become less regimented and more fluid in just like the way that you live outside of work or your career or your family, or however it applies to you. But yeah, Capricorn, you're definitely on the path to happiness and joy and freedom, and you do have the strength and courage to take the necessary steps to create the life that you want, and it's all there for you. And whatever fear or doubts or insecurities that you have about this are just fleeting and just temporary, and you are being protected and nourished and supported and encouraged to live your best life. So I really hope that helped, Cap, and resonated with you. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to do the whole ASMR style card reading, but the readings have just been becoming a lot more passionate, so it's difficult to do the ASMR style. I will be doing ASMR videos separately from the card reading, so if you are into that sort of thing, be a lookout for that. And until next time, much love, peace, and blessings. Bye, Cap.